Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania.
It's Talkamania!
Owens does not deserve a shot at the WWE Championship.
I never meant to take Kofi Kingston's opportunity, but this Sunday at Fastlane, it is absolutely 100% my intention to beat you again, and when I do, I'm taking the WWE title from you!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode. It's Talkamania! I'm your co-host Desmino, here with Otis J-Bomb. Say hello, Otis!
You're pulling at strings here, man. Otis J-Bomb? What does that even mean?
I don't know, man. It's my subtle way of saying that you're letting yourself go and you have no neck.
Oh, hey, come on. I got a neck. Look at this thing. Look at that.
Oh, come on.
Beautiful neck.
You're trying to stretch that thing out, man.
Yeah, I'm always trying to stretch everything I got out, if you know what I'm saying. How's it going, brother?
I know, it's good. Just seems like Otis is the running joke inside the WWE, and you're the running joke inside of Talkamania, so why not?
You son of a bitch. You son of... Hey, we are just over 30 days away from WrestleMania. Is that crazy?
I know, we have to keep, like, pinching each other or texting each other every other day, like, dude, it's in 4 weeks.
We're going to WrestleMania.
Dude, we're going. It's awesome. Yeah, so it's pretty exciting. We are almost there. We are on the road to WrestleMania. I find the road to WrestleMania has been a little bit diluted because of the two pay-per-views.
I like it. Oh,
you like it, eh?
Maybe I'm hyped because we're going. You don't seem to be too enthused about the card yet. I'm thinking like, we got two really good main events, and I'm invested in both of them, and that's good enough for me, man.
I was really excited after the Royal Rumble. I thought the pay-per-view actually was pretty good. There was some really cool things coming out of it. Seth Rollins winning. We had Becky Lynch winning the Royal Rumble in an epic fashion. We had Nia Jax entering the men's Royal Rumble, and they were teasing the intergender match, which I would like to see. Man, put Nia and Ambrose in a match. Have it at WrestleMania. But it looks like they scrapped that.
Yep.
That would have been exciting. But yeah, I had a lot of, I guess, excitement coming out of the Royal Rumble. And since then, we've kind of been, working through the road to WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber, Fastlane, many matches that don't necessarily mean too much. There are a few in there that mean a lot, but just not enough happening. They're really building the WrestleMania card kind of last minute, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit worried we're going to have a poopy card, that's all.
I think it's going to be good. I mean, regardless, it's going to be a fun weekend. It's in New York City, man. That's just exciting just to drive to
New Jersey.
York City.
Come on, man.
No.
New Jersey.
WrestleMania is in New Jersey, but the festivities are in New York. So,
yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. We hope you guys are too. If you're going to be down in the area, make sure to hit us up, man. We'll grab a beer. We'll take a picture with you guys because we're major celebrities. We're going to be there too.
That's it.
We were going to get a panel as well at Fan Access, but the demand was too high. So, we're just going to go there. As part of the WWE universe, guys. So hope you're going to have a good time when you're there because, God, we're going to be there. And we're going to be vlogging the whole thing, too.
Ooh, vlogging. Yeah, that's going to be it'll be a challenge, but we're up for it. I got all the gear, so why the hell not? So we're going to take you on our WrestleMania week experience, takeover. We're not doing Hall of Fame, but we're going to WrestleCon. We're going to Fan Access. We're going to the WrestleMania, and we're going Raw after Mania. So we're going to take you along for the journey. You're going to get to know the faces behind Talkamania. You're going to see my ugly mug on video.
You're going to see his ugly mug.
You're going to meet Melissa.
Funny, he's given a little hint also into the production future of Talkamania. We have a few things lined up post-WrestleMania. So that's going to be exciting. The journey to WrestleMania, the vlog, is just the tip of the iceberg. So we are really excited. Meanwhile, make sure to follow us, guys, @_Talkamania. Listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcastic kicks. Check out The Chair Shot, full press coverage, The Daily Smart, Blog Talk Radio, and Body Slam. Again, The Chair Shot, full press coverage, The Daily Smart, Blog Talk Radio, and Body Slam.
And we've also partnered up with Full Press Radio to bring you our Fastlane pre-show this Sunday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So tweet us your questions, tweet us your predictions, whatever you got. We'll read them live on the air. And be sure to check out at FPC_wrestling on Twitter for all your wrestling coverage needs. And if you want to be cool, if you want to help us out, keep the podcast going, buy some merch. www.prowrestlingtees.com/Talkamania. And if you're into games and listening to Des talk, twitch.tv/Talkamaniacs. He doesn't do it often, but when he does, it's good.
I know I've been pretty bad, but I'm playing some games that you guys like. They're not great games. So like, I'm wrapping up Kingdom Hearts.
People like
nobody
you.
wants to watch me play Disney/Final Fantasy games. They want to see me do Monster Hunter, Red Dead Redemption. I'm going to start playing Apex Legends as well too. A few other cool titles out there, and I say this every week.
Liar.
I lie every week. No, I will. I'm definitely going to be jumping on soon, guys. So, and you know what? If you want a game as well too, add me. PS4, Xbox One, Steam. I'm on them all. Desmino. That's Desmino with 1 Z. Add me, and let's have some fun, man. Let's have some fun.
We got a huge episode for you guys today. We're going to be covering a lot of topics. We're talking the Shield reunion, Triple H's promo from Raw, Ronda Rousey's heel turn, the Asuka injury, and the state of the women's division on SmackDown Live. We got Samoa Joe with the U.S. title picture, Kevin Owens going full babyface. We got news from AEW's Fight for the Fallen, some other news from around the wrestling world, and of course, we're going to end this episode off with our Fastlane predictions.
Woo, woo, woo. I love these prediction shows. They're always a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are fun.
Especially when I know what's going to happen. I got to redeem myself from last pay-per-view. I did terrible at Elimination Chamber.
I did pretty good. So
yeah, he does so poorly that when he does do well, he remembers it forever. So
everybody remembers it forever. Anyways, let's get the show on the road. So there was a Shield reunion this week on Raw. Roman Reigns came out. You think he was going to steal the spotlight of Seth Rollins, but he seemed to give Seth Rollins his blessing. He's not going to be part of the main event. He just said, I want a Shield reunion. One last time, let's get the band back together. My question to you, Des, is will this carry on past Fastlane?
Well, so, let's go back to the beginning. Reigns comes out, addresses the crowd, talks about WrestleMania, talks about the Universal title, talks about Brock Lesnar, and calls out Seth Rollins. So a lot of us are thinking, damn, what's going to happen? Is he going to try to get involved some way? Are they going to make this a triple threat? I was pretty confident they were going to keep the title picture as is. My guess was that Roman Reigns was going to ask for the first shot at the title, which he probably will, and may very well happen. But yeah, he brings up the Shield reunion. That's what he wanted. So a Shield reunion, I feel like we've seen these many times already. Apparently it hasn't been too many times, but it's been enough times.
It's been a lot.
2 or 3.
It's been a lot.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit. So I guess, they're trying to take advantage of Ambrose and the fact that he's leaving, and they want to milk this for all that it's worth. One thing that I found that was interesting was the fact that now they're actually saying on TV that Ambrose is not signing his contract and he'll be leaving after WrestleMania.
So you think it's bullshit now?
Well, why would they be advertising it on TV so any other promotion could be hearing it? It's like, hey, this guy's leaving. Sign him.
If Dean Ambrose becomes a free agent, I don't think it's WWE that's going to break the news to other promotions.
No, I mean, everybody knows. I don't think they need it, but WWE isn't big on promoting these kinds of things.
Maybe.
And with AEW posing a potential threat eventually down the line, who knows, or poaching talent. I'm not saying they're going to take everybody the WWE has to offer. They want to build their own identity, but he's wrapping up his contract in April. It's going to be in time for the next AEW event in May. It's going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada, where Dean Ambrose lives. So, I don't know. It kind of seems like the stars are a little bit aligned there, but he might just need a break and he's burnt out. But it looks like
What if they're promoting this being the last time you could see Dean Ambrose just for ratings?
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, I mean, to say this is the last time the Shield's going to be together, last time, bullshit. We'll see the Shield again. Dean Ambrose will be back in the WWE again, even if he leaves, no doubt. The Shield will do another reuniting. I think whenever they do this big reuniting thing, they see the big payoff that it has. The fans get wet in their pants, and when they put their fists out and they do the Shield fist bump, you see the payoff. The crowd exploded.
I liked it.
So Yeah, you liked it. You got the Goosies.
I got
Wasn't as big for me. I felt like it was forced, and I also felt like we knew it was coming all night long. When Dean Ambrose left and he went to the top, started walking out, and then the beatdown was happening. It was like, okay, well, this is exactly what I thought was going to happen. So we'll see what happens. I think they're trying to make the best out of the time Ambrose has left. We're going to have a Shield match at Fastlane, which was added last minute, which, I guess it could be exciting. But will it carry on after Fastlane? Well, I don't know, because now we know that at this point, Seth's going to be heading towards the Beast, and they're going to be kind of spearheading towards their main event match at WrestleMania. Will it have any impact on the Shield? I can't really see the Shield necessarily being involved too heavily, just because you're going to have like a 3-on-3 match with Brock Lesnar tagging with people. Just doesn't make sense. And there's not that much time either.
No.
So to me, it seems like, hey, now we got to put en route what's going to happen between, Roman and Ambrose. Or maybe they'll carry on as a tag team going into WrestleMania. Or maybe Ambrose is going to pull another, heel turn on Roman Reigns, and we're going to get Roman Reigns versus Ambrose at WrestleMania. It would have been cool to see Ambrose versus Nia Jax, at WrestleMania. And then the crowd the thought of the backlash would be like, how could you have a man hurting a woman? And then it's easy for the WWE, like, well, he's not employed anymore. We got rid of him. He's gone. He's gone. So, but I don't know. I think the biggest stinker for me is the fact that Roman got sick. He left. Ambrose immediately turned on Rollins when they picked the wrong time to do the turn initially. The whole feud really didn't feel like it worked. It was forced. We didn't believe the character Ambrose was playing.
He sucks.
And then Roman comes back, and it just they undid everything that happened.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, all those dirty deeds on the concrete floor or everything that they've done to each other doesn't mean anything, and they're just brothers again.
Well, hey, brothers fight. They're soulmates. They're wrestling soulmates.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest fucking line, eh?
I was trying to figure out what is the reason Dean Ambrose is upset, and why doesn't he want to get back together? He never really has a reason. They go to him, and he's just like grabbing at his head like there's 100 voices inside of it, and he's not. I think him and Nikki Cross, man, they're very similar in how they act in that sense. Maybe they should be. I don't know.
I don't know. Dean Ambrose, he's like cringy to watch when he's not like adjusting his neck and punching in his own chin. I don't know. I don't really like it. There.
The voice is in his head. It's like, why? Why can't we get back together, man? And you want to know?
Yeah, not a fan. There was a part of me last week on Raw when they came and saved Dean, and they were kind of like, flexing their muscles and grunting to the crowd, where I thought it would be really, really awesome if Roman Reigns just speared Seth Rollins. There was a bit of me in there, and just see the crowd, and like it's so Vince McMahon, right? They had Dean Ambrose turn on the Shield the day he announced his cancer, to have him come back, to have him finally just fucking cheered for like 10 minutes straight, and then him just go full fucking heel on Seth Rollins, and then try and steal the main event from him and be a little bit of like a corporate guy. I think it could have worked.
Could have been interesting. I guess they're not going to waste this whole comeback, because it's one hell of a comeback. The crowd likes. They're loving him now.
Did you watch the Chronicle after Raw?
No.
Oh,
no,
check it out. It was short, easy watch. All cancer aside, all of that aside, they should have done this kind of thing with Roman Reigns a long time ago to get him over, because his personality outside of the ring is so much larger than his personality in the WWE. And he seems like a funny guy. Like I watched him on what's the not Roadblock, but what the hell when they drive around there. Can't remember the name. We're terrible. Anyways, yeah, I know it's just pure blank, eh? Anyways, when they're driving around, it was him, Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins. He was in the back seat, and they were just shooting the shit, and it was just really, really good. Now I don't know if that's because he just came back and we all feel compassionate towards him, but I'm just sitting there going like, damn, this guy's got a pretty good personality. They should let him express himself more in the ring. So hopefully they do going forward, but it is what it is. I could see you trying to look it up.
Is it Ride Along?
It's Ride Along. There you go. Anyways, check it out.
I've seen it 100 times too. I actually like it. I don't know why. It's been a long time since I have watched it though, and I know my memory's crap. So
yeah, you know what that's from, Des.
Yeah, I'm trying to be a little bit PG here, but we smoked a lot of weed growing up. We're Canadian, straight up.
All right. So Triple H cut a sweet-ass promo this week on Raw. People were talking about it. Two sides of Twitter. Some people loved it. Some people said, hey, we get this freaking same promo every year around WrestleMania. That may be true, but it's so good that who gives a shit? First off, are you hyped for the Batista versus Triple H fight at Mania? Because I'm hyped.
I'm interested. Ooh. I'm not hyped. I don't think the way they've been building it is the way I would have liked it. I think the fact that you had this, Batista showing up, Ric Flair's big party, drags him out there. Did I get your attention now? And then the week after, he's just not there.
He was there.
And then come on, he cuts a promo from wherever he was saying, I don't want to go there because I don't like this city. Like, really, man?
Yeah, but it was good because Triple H called him out on that.
Called it out, yeah. But probably because he couldn't make it or he was lazy, so Triple H is like, I'm going to call you out in my promo. I'm gonna tell you, Triple H cut a killer promo. It was fantastic. I thought it was great. Yes, he cuts it every year, but who cuts promos like that anymore? Nobody. It was great. It was emotional. It was real. It was old school, and it was just... It was fantastic. I loved it. I'm not a huge fan of Triple H being the babyface. I think they should be doing it reversed. I'm surprised because I have to think Triple H is going to go over at WrestleMania, probably because he hasn't in many, many years. I think he has a pretty poor win-loss record at WrestleMania, so they're probably going to give him one. Otherwise, why would Batista come? Well, here's the flip side. I don't see Batista coming back without getting a win at WrestleMania. So then I'm like, is he going to win as a heel? Because right now Batista is definitely playing the heel, it seems like.
I would assume that because of all the failed attempts to bring Batista back and him to be cheered by the fans, they decided to make him a heel. He's a heel that... This works because the fans love to boo Triple H. So even though Batista's the heel, he's the anti-hero, right? So people are still going to cheer him when he beats up Triple H.
We don't know enough yet. They haven't had the face-to-face interaction. We're going to get that next week. I'm looking forward to that to see what happens. J-Bomb's giggling like a little schoolgirl over there. Yeah. This program is definitely getting him on the wetter side. Yep. I'm just not there yet. I still feel like, it should have been Becky, interrupting in that Ric Flair celebration. And this Sunday at Fastlane, it should be Becky versus Charlotte for the opportunity to go to WrestleMania. And, Stephanie, Triple H are doing whatever they can to make it not happen. Triple H was heavily involved in this in the beginning. Now he's not being involved at all in the whole Becky thing. But, yeah, Stephanie could have came out. She got denied. Triple H came out. Batista comes out, power bombs him. Fans love it because he helped Becky go to WrestleMania. True. It would have been good. Charlotte doesn't have to be in the match. And then she can go on to have, maybe a rematch with Asuka on the heel side. Fair, I don't know. Fair, but, and just to be a dick, I feel like they need to keep it separate so that there's one other storyline, because we're all invested in Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar. Well, I am, so fuck everybody else. Everybody seems to be invested in Becky, Ronda, and Charlotte, regardless if Charlotte's in it or not. People are talking about it. If you hate it or if you love it, you care about it one way or another, so that's huge. This is a whole separate storyline, and it's working. I'm invested in it. You're interested. You said that you were interested. So it's doing something, right? And hey, we get a Triple H entrance at WrestleMania while we're there, and I think that that's pretty fucking huge. Well, see, now when they did the Evolution kind of reuniting on SmackDown, I believe it was, that was really cool, and I was excited. Batista got a big pop. He cut a promo. He said how he wanted to basically fight Triple H. You could tell. Saying like, you never beat me. And, it seemed like they were planting that seed, and Triple H was a heel in that sense. And they were booing him and they were cheering Batista. And I was like, oh yeah, man, this can be good. They're going to give Batista his WrestleMania match that he wanted. He got the short end of the stick last time since Daniel Bryan was hot. And now they flipped it around. I'm guessing they're preemptively assuming that the crowd's going to eat up Batista alive. So they're flipping him bad guy. That way, he has more free reign to do what he wants. I'm assuming he probably prefers to be a bad guy, but, it's going to be strange because is Batista going to win at WrestleMania as a bad guy? I can't see him I can't see him coming back just to eat a loss at WrestleMania unless the money talks. Money talks, man.
Everybody's got a price. I mean,
And you can make this a separate program, because when I was saying to have Batista come out and basically interfere and allow Becky to kind of not give Becky the win, but Triple H is running out, he's going to stop Becky, and all of a sudden like Batista appears behind or something, grabs him, power bombs him, and then she goes on to WrestleMania, and then that's it. They have a few weeks to do their own program. They separate, they move on, and I just think it would have been a better way to establish Batista as a good guy. Now let's see what happens. I'm not too happy that he didn't show up this week. I thought it was lazy, but I don't know. I'm interested.
that's the key. If Dez is interested, they're doing something right.
Oh yeah, that's the protocol, guys. That's the measure. That's the measuring stick.
That's
right
the
there.
measuring stick. That's the measuring stick. Okay, we got to talk about it. Everybody's talking about it. It's huge. It's the talk of the town. It's apparently main eventing WrestleMania. So let's talk about Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch this week on Raw. Ronda Rousey turned heel, which is, I mean, they should have been done a long time ago, but it happened. Screw the woo. Damn the man. No more Mrs. Nice Bitch. And then she beat the living shit out of Becky Lynch. Like,
She did.
she beat the shit out of her. That was a stiff arm bar. I don't care what anybody says. I know that she could have broken her arm, but she brought it. She let Becky know, hey, I can fucking break your arm. As I was watching it, being a big Becky Lynch fan, it did hurt. I did get mad at the TV. I'm not going to lie. I thought Charlotte was actually concerned at some points. I thought the ref was concerned at some points. I was completely worked over. It was great. I thought it was amazing. Did you enjoy it?
I did enjoy it. The fact that you were worked over, that means they did their job
So
well.
worked, yeah.
There's so many people in social media looking at their Twitter feud, looking at what's happening on TV, and they're being worked so hard.
There is a bit of hate there, though. There is a bit of hate.
There is. Obviously, they're pushing each other's buttons, but they both have carte blanche. And I have to think that the WWE now is finally in a place where they know how to work social media and they know how to work us as fans to some degree, not entirely. But I mean, you can see they're getting better at it. I have it on good authority that Ronda told Becky to really lay into her on Twitter. And I have on good authority that Becky said, go as stiff as you can without injuring me on Raw.
I'm sure. And good for them. If they're like truly amicable in here, they deserve so much praise. Ronda Rousey deserves all the praise. Like they both do, but I mean, we all give Ronda a hard time because she sucks on the mic, and we all kind of hate her because of the Becky Lynch thing. But if this is truly legit that they're both doing this together, then fuck, good on them.
I'm sure that they go backstage after they talk about it, and like Becky's like giving Ronda advice. Like come on. I don't think these two people actually. Yeah, they don't actually hate each other. This is the program. They're just doing a really good job at their job.
Can you do that good of a job? Because they're not good actresses. You know what I mean?
They're doing an okay job. And, I really liked, Ronda had a solid effort at cutting that heel promo, or kind of where she just had it. And then that first shot to Becky where she got her in the side of the head.
Yeah,
and then the knee to the chin in the corner. And she just laid into her those punches. I mean, come on. If she really wanted to hurt her.
Oh, yeah.
She could have hurt her.
She was punching her in the ribs, though. Legit.
Well, I was waiting to see if there was going to be any blood, maybe the hard way, but we'll see. I think it's going to be an interesting match at WrestleMania. I like it. I think it's exciting. I think it's what everybody's most excited for WrestleMania, rightly so. They've been building this up for quite some time. Many people are upset that Charlotte's going to be involved in this match. But you know what? It is what it is, and now just accept it for that, and hopefully they do a good job at getting us there in that triple threat main event at WrestleMania. And they're doing a good job. I like it. It's one of the most exciting parts of the show each week.
It's for sure exciting. It is getting freaking confusing. In your notes this week, it was like, she relinquishes the title, Steph gives her back the title.
That was stupid.
They're fighting for the title, now they're not fighting for the title.
Yeah.
All that aside, though... It's been a great build.
Hold on, all that aside. Let's talk about a few of those points, because these are relevant points. So we had Becky, who won the Royal Rumble. She got her chance to go fight the champion at WrestleMania. At Fastlane this Sunday, apparently she has to do it again.
Yeah, what the fuck?
She has to fight Charlotte in order to get into the triple threat main event. So Charlotte's already there. She didn't earn it. She lost the Royal Rumble, but she's still there. Somehow she is there. And to me, that makes no sense. And then we have Ronda dropping the title. and then coming back like a baby this week saying, "Why did you give it away? I didn't relinquish it."
Totally.
You know, like I wanted to include Becky, not exclude me. And it's just like,
See, those
oh
parts
my God,
of her,
like,
of her promo cutting is so bad. You know I can knock them out if I so much as sneeze in their direction. I mean,
Yeah.
those just drop them. Drop those things.
yeah,
Very bad.
yeah. But yeah, so there's a bit of that makes no sense. And then it also kind of ties back to my point at the beginning of this podcast was that I just feel Elimination Chamber and Fastlane, a big part of it has just been diluting the road to WrestleMania and diluting the story that they began to tell at Royal Rumble. So I don't know, like this whole Becky being injured and walking around on crutches for the past month or so, you know, I kind of feel like it's making her look weak a little bit too. How is she going to be able to handle herself at Fastlane? You know, it's so, I don't know. I missed the last kicking man, Becky Lynch. I feel like she's cooled down a little bit. She's still hot. She's hot. But I feel like they don't want Charlotte to be overshadowed by Becky's popularity.
I see it. I noticed that Charlotte had a leather jacket on this week. So did Becky.
Slurring her speeches in the backstage as well too. Like
maybe she's been drinking.
She was,
you know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I noticed last week she was doing a bit of slurring and she looked a bit funny, and I was like, oh. And
Maybe
then
she's
this
been
week she
hanging
did
out
it
with
again.
Alicia Fox.
Or her old man's ways.
But yes, I know what you mean. I'd love to see. I gifted out on Twitter. It'd be so cool to see Ronda, Becky walk all the way down the line at Fastlane, like the entrance ramp, and then just pull a Willy Wonka, do a front roll.
I thought she was going to do this like for the past 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to come out with the crutch, throw at the person, and beat the crap out of them. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Have you seen Ronda Rousey's terrible T-shirt line? That's a question I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Is
she allowed to go into business for herself like that?
Well, I'm assuming it's probably part of her contract. But how bad are those T-shirts? It's like anything she says, she just makes a T-shirt for in the next week, and like she makes them on like Vistaprint. They're so bad. They're like childishly bad. Worse than WWE merchandise, and that's pretty bad.
Apparently, Ronda's not being advertised for post WrestleMania shows.
I think we all knew that, though. I think we all knew that was coming. Okay. In the Attitude Era, they had payoffs. Huge payoffs. Like, Vince McMahon would fuck you for months. And then at a big pay-per-view, he would bleed like a motherfucker in the middle of the ring, and Stone Cold would pull his pants down. We don't get that anymore. So, to me, if Becky doesn't pin or submit Ronda at WrestleMania,
we don't get it.
It's not the ultimate payoff. And this is an opportunity to get a truly ultimate payoff for her to completely annihilate, like let Ronda beat the shit out of Charlotte with a kendo stick, the way that Charlotte beat the shit out of Ronda, and then have Becky beat Charlotte. That needs to happen.
Becky beats Charlotte or Becky beats Ronda?
Becky beats Ronda. That needs to happen.
I agree with you. I think Ronda is the one that needs to take the pin.
Yeah.
Even a tap out would be amazing.
No, a tap out would be
phenomenal.
better than a pin.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with the armbar, right? They both use it. So I think it would be poetic justice.
Yeah.
I really hope that there's no footnote, well, she lost, but because of, but the ultimate payoff could be there. We have all the recipe put together this year for it to happen. We saw it with Daniel Bryan years ago. It's been a while since then. And, Becky's been screwed over and over and over. The fans want it. So this is an opportunity to do so. There's a lot of these heartwarming stories that could be happening at WrestleMania. We have Kofi Kingston as well, too. That could be something that's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. Is this the year for the WWE to make us feel good and warm and fuzzy in our hearts? I don't know.
Well, Roman's not main eventing, so we're going to get a bit of it. I feel like they already warmed our hearts by not having him hijack the main event. So, I don't know. Maybe they're turning a new leaf. You never know. Let's talk about Asuka. Your favorite.
I am not ready.
So, Asuka got injured at a house show or a live event. SmackDown, Mandy Rose, looked like a miscommunication. Anyways, it could have been a lot worse than it was. She tweeted out that it's not a concussion. It's not her neck. We saw her on SmackDown, finally. She beat the shit out of Sonya Deville, beat the shit out of Mandy Rose. It was pretty good. The question that I have is that the women on Raw, well, They're not even. Charlotte and Becky were on SmackDown. Now they're pretty much on Raw, but they're also hijacking SmackDown, so it's a little confusing. But the question I have for you, as good as Asuka is in the ring, I want your unbiased opinion. Can she carry a division on her own? Because we know that she can't really do much on the mic that WWE likes. Put it that way. So can she carry the division, or is she just a victim of bad booking?
I think she's just partially a victim of bad booking, but let me ask you, when she was in NXT, part of the women having the women's title for that long, was she carrying the women's division?
Yeah, but the women's division was smaller in NXT. I know what you're saying, and I'm not saying she can't carry it. I'm not.
I don't know if it was that small. I mean, you have some of the best talent on it at the time, and a lot of them are up now in on the main roster. So you could say that she was the champion for a long time when you had the best women's roster in the industry, potentially.
That's true.
Does she need to carry it? I don't know. Is there different ways of carrying it? Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, we had this conversation before when I was upset that she wasn't on it every week. And you were saying, well, look, she can be an attraction. She wrestles every other week. You know, who's going to be her next victim at the pay-per-view? And she could be a long-time champion and in somewhat way carry the division. But she's not going to be the person that goes on the mic, gets the fans to cheer necessarily from what they say. Her actions are what she does in the ring. At her age, I don't think she's going to be learning English fluently at this point in time. But, what she brings to the division is something special. And I think, she has been a victim of poor booking lately. She's been having to wrestle with wrestlers who are green as hell. I don't know if you watched what the actual injury that happened to Asuka.
Yeah,
there's a video of it. And, I reserved my right to comment on it but until I saw it. And for that very reason, because, it didn't really look like Mandy did too much. The move itself was sloppy. It looked like she was trying to kind of pull her up and do a face buster. And maybe Asuka thought she was going to do a roll-up or something. So she tried to roll under her legs and hit her head. I'm not exactly sure. Mandy is a bit green. She's not the most graceful of wrestlers, but I'm not going to blame her for it. But, putting in a program with these kinds of wrestlers all the time, what happens with Lacey Evans? If we're going to go to WrestleMania and she's going to fight Lacey Evans, it worries me because we've seen Lacey Evans in the ring one time at Royal Rumble and not yet on the main roster. And all she does is walk up and down to the ring. And that kind of also makes me salty because you're having this woman who's not even wrestling, potentially being the one to wrestle for the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania, which anybody on that roster backstage would die for, and they're going to be giving it to her because she's the new kid around. And to that fact as well, too, this week on SmackDown, this build-up for Asuka and Mandy has been so poor. Mandy comes out, she beats Naomi in a matter of, 30 seconds in the worst match I've seen on SmackDown in ages. And then Asuka just comes down and beats them both up. Like, terribly poor booking, terribly poor build-up. I'd rather them not even have this match at all. But I guess they want to make Asuka look strong going to WrestleMania. And sooner or later, I'm guessing they're going to have Lacey versus Natalya leading into WrestleMania. And then I guess Lacey versus Asuka, where I guess Asuka will make Lacey tap. I really hope so. You don't want to hear me if she beats Asuka, trust me. I'll take a sabbatical.
The way I'm looking at it is that the women's division on SmackDown is somewhat on hold until after Mania. WWE seems to struggle with having more than one compelling storyline in the women's division going on at once. So Charlotte and Becky obviously have stolen the show. If that is the case, and we're not going to see a women's division really develop on SmackDown until after Mania, one, Lacey Evans 100% has to start wrestling. Two, Lacey Evans needs to go to SmackDown Live. She cannot go to Raw. It's going to be too many people. And three, just give us a amazing wrestlers match, like a wrestling fans pure match at Mania, and bring up Io Shirai, and we say it every week, and have Io versus Asuka for the championship at WrestleMania. Just make it a fucking sweet, 15, 20-minute match. Give us what we want. Give Asuka what she deserves. Promote NXT. Call it a fucking day, and then start fresh on the SmackDown after WrestleMania.
Yeah, man. Look at the match that woman put on with Becky at Royal Rumble. That woman does, and she also jobbed to Charlotte Flair, which is cool. I get it.
Good match.
It was an okay match. But I think she deserves a little bit better WrestleMania. And if she's going to be going up against Lacey, you can say, well, she's going to get a win at WrestleMania. but it's not the match that we want to see. We want to see a wrestling match.
Yep.
And you know what? Maybe I saw shades of potential there when she fought with Charlotte Flair in the Royal Rumble. So maybe I'll be surprised and I'll be like, man, that was an actual pretty solid match between the two of them. But I want to start buying into Lacey Evans. Have her wrestle. Show me what she can do. Make me a believer. Right now, walking up and down to the ring all the time, it's ridiculous at this point.
Fair enough. Good point. That makes sense. I mean, we just want to see something good at WrestleMania anyways, right?
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about Samoa Joe. He finally captured some gold on the main roster. It's the U.S. title.
No, it's about time, man. I feel so good for that guy, man. Poor guy. And he works, not poor guy.
I don't
not
know.
Poor guy. But I find he worked hard, and I think it was long overdue. But I also like when wrestlers don't just get the title, and they have to work hard and finally get it. And it makes it all worthwhile and makes it special. And I'm sure Samoa's happy. And, man, they were talking about making the U.S. title relevant once again, and I really hope this is a step in that direction.
Well, that's what I'm saying. To see a guy go that long who's, was loved in the Indies and then really, 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 really liked on NXT. He was a powerhouse on NXT. He had a great match against Brock Lesnar. He's always kind of been in the main event picture. To slap the U.S. title on him when the U.S. title has meant absolutely nothing for so long now. I'd say it's been worth pretty much nothing since John Cena. Is this him becoming a victim at this point? Is this bad news for Joe? Or will Joe finally make this, U.S. title relevant and have a pretty good run with it?
I think the plan is to increase its relevancy. I think that's the reason why they slapped it onto Samoa Joe so quickly after giving it to R-Truth.
Yeah.
We didn't see it really go anywhere with Nakamura. It didn't really go anywhere, with R-Truth.
I like the R-Truth run with it, though. I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it either. I feel bad for the guy. I wish it kind of would have went a little longer. They could have had some fun with it. Rusev as well, too. I was excited when he won it, but that was a big flop as well.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping Samoa Joe is the man to bring life back to this title. I think he can. I think he can have some great matches with many, many individuals. Hell, even the match for the U.S. title itself on SmackDown was fantastic. It was great. And I loved Samoa Joe as a beast. Andrade was fantastic. Rey Mysterio was great. R-Truth was on the outside doing his thing.
R-Truth is good, though. He's really good in the ring.
Yeah, he is good. Just never really given the time. And he's kind of a jokester and never taken seriously. So I think that's one of his biggest vices. But I'm always happy, he wins the U.S. title every now and then, and I think it was good. It was a good, it was a good way to show R-Truth that I hope it was our WWE being like, look, man, we appreciate the work you've been putting in for all these years. You've been a reliable workhorse and you deserve this. And, to give him a couple weeks with it, it's pretty good. I thought it was awesome when he put out the challenge and Joe comes out and the crowd's like, Joe. And he was going, no.
He's so good, R-Truth.
Yeah, it was good. And, he knows his role as well, too. So I think it's great. Samoa Joe having the title is cool. I keep waiting for the week he cuts his hair, but he's growing his hair longer and longer. And I know it's a weird thing to call out, but seeing Samoa Joe with that much hair is it's getting interesting.
So I guess we're both positive about Joe winning the U.S. title. We're both hoping that it's not a curse and it's a blessing to the title, and Joe elevates it to the level it should be at.
I agree, and I hope it's going to end up being an interesting U.S. title match at WrestleMania.
It's going to be a smorgasbord. I think so. It's going to be.
I don't know. I hear now the rumor potentially being John Cena versus Samoa Joe at WrestleMania.
Oh, I don't want to see that. So,
yeah, they've been wanting to do this match for quite some time, and they haven't yet done it, and they may be pulling the cord on it. Or are they pulling firing the gun, pulling the trigger?
Pulling the trigger, yeah. Somebody should pull the trigger on John Cena.
We need John Cena versus Drew Mack. What happened to that? He came out and said, I've gone for everybody. I'm coming for you, John Cena. And then that's it. Nothing happened. There's
been a very slow death of Drew McIntyre in the WWE. It was a topic on the podcast when I initially put the notes together, and it just was not fun to talk about. So I cut it.
It hurts.
For the Samoa Joe stuff. I'm hoping that after WrestleMania, we'll see a better run for Drew. He deserves better because putting him with Bobby Lashley and Baron Corbin is just, it's sad.
Dude, just put him in a match against Jinder Mahal with Heath Slater as the referee at WrestleMania. You know, like pre-card.
I'm down. I'm down.
I'd like to see at least that, other than a tag team match with Corbin or something. You know.
I'm so down. That's a good idea. Should be a writer, Des. Should be a booker. 5-time. All right. This is crazy. Super weird to see. Kevin Owens, we thought maybe he's babyface after his return. He didn't really say much. He changed his tape to white. He's using a new move, the Stone Cold Stunner. He tagged with Kofi, but he was still kind of a bit of a dick. But he's full babyface, which is weird as hell. Super cringeworthy for the first, 30 seconds. And then, to me, I was like, wow, Kevin Owens could do anything. This is great. He had a way of doing it without sucking dick. Sorry. It was amazing. I loved it.
Well, it reassured me that he's an actual good guy, because he played heel so well that I was like, man, this guy's an asshole. Like, I cannot see him being a good guy. Like, it just seems like Kevin Owens is just a dick.
A dick, yeah.
And we were able to see that, he's able to play that face. And, even when Daniel Bryan's been pretty funny too. I've liked their chemistry back and forth. Yeah, they got good chemistry. And the way that he's like, you're just like these fans. And then, he kind of is like, well, he kind of finds a way to twist it. If these fans are, tired of your shit, then yes, I am like these fans, like he finds a good way to do it. It's a bit weird getting used to the face KO, just like it was weird getting to a heel Daniel Bryan.
That's true.
I'll give him time to develop and I guess get his feet wet and get comfortable. I'm sure he prefers to be a heel. But, we'll see what happens. But, yeah, it wasn't too clear at first. But now with the promos he's cutting, saying that he didn't want to take Kofi's spot, Kofi's just as deserving. And, he's playing a face. And it's definitely
he's doing it,
getting used to.
He's doing it without being a suck. And you could tell that it's a challenge. Because, remember when we watched his 24 Hours or whatever documentary they had about Kevin Owens, he said that Austin told him to never shut up. To keep going. He's got the gift of gab and just keep talking shit constantly. And Kevin Owens always did that. He would yell at the fans. He would talk shit in the ring to the fans. Every time the camera was in his face, he always had these little jabs. And now you could see him still making these quick, witty comments. I know it was just one promo, but you could still see him making it up in his head before it came out of his mouth. And you could see that it's a challenge for him not to be an asshole.
He holds back. He holds back.
He holds back.
You see him, yeah.
But he delivers in a way that he's still making fun of Daniel Bryan, but in a way to get the fans to cheer for him. And that's a gift, man. Good for him.
Well, yeah. They brought him back early as well, too, so he's thrown right into the mix. And it looks like it may very well be official that Kevin Owens is adopting the Stone Cold or the KO Stunner as his finishing move. He even made the that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Little Easter egg. Yeah. So, we'll see if it gets better with time. It was a little bit better this week when he hit Daniel Bryan with the stunner. But yeah, he's got to get that stank. He's got to get that airtime. He's got to pull him out of nowhere. I'm excited that someone's going to have it. I'm down that it's our Montreal boy, KO. Really exciting to see. And hey, man, I'm actually somewhat excited for this match at Fastlane. I say that because Fastlane is usually not an appealing pay-per-view. But KO, Daniel Bryan, I think it could be a good one.
It's going to be a good one. I think it's one of the better matches on the card. We'll get to that during our predictions. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's talk some AEW. They announced their pay-per-view on July 13th at Daly's Place Amphitheater in Jacksonville. Fight for the Fallen. I did a little bit of research real quick. It only sits 5,500 people, which is a bit of a surprise. They went from 10,000 at All In to, I think, 16 and change at Double or Nothing, and now they're dropping down to 5,500. I don't know why. Maybe they could sit a little bit more than that with some floor seats. I'm assuming they will. But I feel like it's a step down. I don't know why they would be doing this.
Is this going to be like a main event for them, like a main show? Or is it just going to be like a sideshow?
Any show at this point for AEW is their main show, I would think. It's got to be like one of their pay-per-views. It's coming... When's Double or Nothing? It's in May?
May.
I think it's in May. So it's 2 months later. There's still no TV deal. They're still just selling T-shirts. I don't know. 5,500 seems low. Maybe they're going to do something a little bit different to change it up. Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe this is normal. I just thought, that's a little odd.
No, I was reading that too. And I haven't been following too closely on that release. And I was reading that the capacity was on the lower side, and maybe people were kind of raising their eyebrows.
Yeah.
And we'll see. Maybe there's more to it. Maybe they're going to do many shows, and this is just one of many, and one of them are smaller. Hey, man, look at NXT. Some of the shows are in small arenas. It's a very intimate crowd, and it makes it a lot more enjoyable. So it could be a good thing. Maybe tickets are going to be more expensive, more intimate, and it could be a good thing.
I mean, I'm wondering if maybe, like, I don't know, Fight for the Fallen sounds like it's got something to do with soldiers. I'm assuming there's probably going to be some sort of a charitable donation. So maybe they're doing, like you said, a smaller show, and they're going to give the majority of it to donations, and it's just a pub, give them some praise and stuff like that, and that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool that they're. It's cool that they're doing more events and announcing more things, and I anticipate a TV deal by the end of the year, most likely.
By the end of 2019.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Because like they've lost a little bit of steam. I mean, their announcements are cool. Road to Double or Nothing on the Nightmare Family on the YouTube channel is very good. Easy watch. It's like 7-8 minutes if you haven't checked it out yet. I've noticed there's a dude on there that's always eating an apple. I think it's kind of clever. You got to watch it to understand what I'm saying.
Carlito?
No, it's not. It's just like a dude backstage, like a producer. And the first episode, he was eating an apple, and I was like, oh, why would they have this guy eating an apple? And then I noticed that he was in every episode eating an apple, or holding an apple, or something to do with an apple. But it's good. They're doing a good job on it. It's not exactly like Being the Elite. It kind of seems like a documentary, but you can see that it's still scripted. Cody's fantastic, and they keep showing like pictures of who he's going to fight and saying who he's going to fight, and they blur it out.
Yeah. I was talking about that too when we were talking about the card originally, that we don't know who it is. It's going to be a mystery opponent. Hey, man, maybe it'll be Dean Ambrose.
That's what yeah. When you were talking about Dean Ambrose before, maybe showing up at Double or Nothing, he's in Vegas, I thought, shit. If he's going to leave and Roman's not going to bring him back, maybe that's why he's leaving. But who knows? Cody versus Dean, I think it would be big. I guess it would be pretty big. But I don't know. I don't like Dean Ambrose, so I'm kind of like, meh.
Well, you're saying you're a little bit kind of cooled off from AEW. Are you a little bit more interested this week?
I'm not cooled off from AEW. I'm not. I just feel like AEW's cooled off. I think they came in with like, such like a little ball of hate and just like so much steam, and just nothing's. They need. Dude, more.
come May, this event's going to be huge. Kenny Omega's going to be a part of it. Just wait, and it'll be right after WrestleMania too, so it'll give some people something to look forward to after WrestleMania. It's going to be pretty big, I think, at least.
Yeah, you're probably right. There's some other news from around the wrestling world. In sad news, King Kong Bundy died, 61.
Yeah, that's poopy, man.
Enzo tweeted out a picture of George Animal Steel.
Well, it wasn't a picture. He tweeted saying like something along the line how sad he was about it, and he remembers being a kid, and he always loved that guy. He used to have the blue tongue and eat the turnbuckles. Oof. It's like, dude, that's George the Animal Steel. So huge fail from Enzo More. I don't know, what's going on with him. I got a few wires crossed up there, and also Hogan too. He's a good guy. He gives his praise, his love for King Kong Bundy. But there's one thing that I noticed that Hogan always does. He always makes things about him. Always. Mean Gene dies. He talks about all the moments he had with Mean Gene. And he's been doing this for years. And I don't want to knock him and stuff. But even this time, he was saying, he's like, oh yeah, King Kong Bundy. Something along the lines of, I was really surprised when he told me his favorite photo that was ever taken that he signs all the time is this, and it was like a picture of him and Hogan, and it's like, yeah, of course. And then later on, he's just like, I want to thank everybody for reaching out for all the, the kind words and praise and all this stuff, and it's just like, what are you talking about, man? Why? I don't know. I just find that Hogan has
he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
I mean that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean I give the guy respect for what he's given to the industry. But I feel like this guy's just got like, he just really doesn't, he's a selfish dude, man.
Just shut up, old man. Shut up, old man. It's over. It's done with.
Just fine. He always makes things about himself. Always. It's always about him.
What do they call that? Inferiority complex or some shit?
Yeah, anyways. I don't know, man. Even when Warrior died, he's like, oh yeah, we made amends. Macho died. Oh yeah, we made amends. Oh yeah, me and him, we had best matches. Me, him, best match. Like, dude, just fucking pay respect to him. Doesn't have to be about you tonight. Okay, cool.
Shut up.
Yeah, great.
Tori Wilson announced she's joining the 2019 Hall of Fame.
A lot of heat apparently on her for this one.
She's hot. She deserves the heat.
Look, man, Hall of Fame, you know, at this point in time, don't take it too seriously. There's a lot of jokesters in there who don't deserve to be there. Triple H actually said recently that, like, you know, eventually, when Vince dies, he wants to basically find a way to kind of make it proper, either make proper Hall of Fame or just going forward, do it properly, have a better voting system as well, too. But yeah, Tori Wilson's going in. You know, there's no denying she played a big part in that era. Not the best wrestler. She was definitely a treat on the eyes. Mm-hmm. She did Playboy. And I guess she was a big part. Do I think she should be the first person put in? Should there be people put in ahead of her? Of course there are. Guys, get over it. They'll eventually, everybody will be in there. So You'll be happy one day.
Who gives a shit? Tori Wilson's hot. We get to see her again.
Shelton Benjamin's mama is going to be in there one day.
I don't know the context of this.
Yeah, there was an era where Shelton Benjamin had his mama coming out to the ring with him.
That's fucking gold. I'm sad I missed that. Other sad news, Luke Perry passed away.
Yeah, man. That was real shitty because I was a big 90210 fan growing up.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know, man. I wasn't a Melrose Place guy. I was a 90210 fan.
All right.
That's fine. I'm not ashamed, man. I like 90210. You know, I was a big fan of it, and it's just really sad to hear, especially happening, you know, at somewhat of a young age. And he was revitalizing his career. He's on Riverdale. I haven't seen that show, but I heard he was really good on it. And also Jungle Boy, you know, he signed to AEW. It's his son. Luke Perry's been involved and been behind the scenes in wrestling here and there. In the WWE as well, too. So there's a picture of Jungle Boy in the ring, and Luke Perry's in the rafters looking down on him. And I think it's kind of somber and sad. And, you know, really terrible news to hear. They're actually rebooting 90210, and they announced it, I think, that day or the day before. So it's kind of ironic timing. I don't think he was going to be involved on a full-time basis because of Riverdale, but it's sad news. It sucks. And I heard today, Alex Trebek, stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, that's sad. He's a fellow Canadian.
Sad. Yeah, and he's handling like a champ, man. He hit his video online, and he's just really confident he's going to beat it, man. If I had that, I would be crying, man.
It's a bad one. It's a painful one.
It's a very bad one, man. Yeah.
Man, we're just bringing the somberness. Let's keep it going.
Sucking the air right out of the room.
Tommaso Ciampa's dead. Pretty much. His neck is broken. Well, it's over.
It's over.
He's not going to be at NXT TakeOver. They're saying 6 months to a year, depending on how much work they're going to have to do. The timing couldn't be worse. We're going to be going to TakeOver. And Ciampa just got to main roster. He's a great champion in NXT. Man, this sucks.
Yeah, it does. We were really looking forward to seeing Gargano and Ciampa in one of their epic battles at NXT TakeOver. Part of me is kind of like, you know what? Now we get something fresh and new. You know, we can still be excited to look forward to that, and we're going to get something. I'm assuming Gargano was going to be involved. Maybe this is going to be his big win, which would be exciting as well, too. Maybe we're going to get Gargano versus Adam Cole.
I think so.
Yeah, it might be. It might very well be the match. Very sad news for Ciampa. I'm sure he's really upset about it, but you know what? It's going to make for an amazing return when he does come back. And, you know, at least he can say that when he dropped the title, he didn't officially drop it, you know, kind of like Asuka. They went out on top. They went out as champs. And, yeah, it's shitty news, man. Shitty news.
It's shitty news. Arn Anderson got fired. I don't give a shit. He did a whole bunch of good stuff like a million years ago. I don't think he's done anything good lately. If he was part of the creative team, well, it was terrible. Bye. Don't care.
Yeah, for the guys who don't know, and Arn Anderson is out, and it is because apparently, well, a number of things, but the straw that broke the camel's back was Alicia Fox on a live event apparently was drunk and unable to compete, and he sent her out there, and she competed drunk, and he got fired. So, don't drink and wrestle.
It's time for predictions. Let's get it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Des and J-Bob's Predictions.
So Fastlane is this Sunday, Des. Excitement levels are mediocre, but I think
Zoom, Fastlane.
I think it's going to deliver. Surprisingly, I think it's going to deliver. Let's start off, though. We got Rey Mysterio versus Just Andrade.
Just Andrade.
Who do you got?
Oh, well, I was excited to see these guys mix it up on SmackDown this week as part of the U.S. title match. I think we're going to see another barn burner. I think the match is going to be amazing. These guys always deliver. I feel like they're going to be pushing these two to WrestleMania. I think it is going to happen. People talked about that. We might get that hair versus mask match because Andrade has been growing his hair, I've noticed. It's quite long, and Rey's been wearing lots of different masks. But either way, match is going to be good. But I have to feel like, because Andrade's been picking up the wins on Mysterio quite a bit, they got to give Rey some credibility going into WrestleMania season. I think Rey Mysterio is going to pick up the win.
Interesting. I don't agree. I'm going to go with Andrade.
What?
I'm going to go with Andrade just because he needs a pay-per-view win. I don't know if he's got one yet. Has he even been on a pay-per-view yet?
He's a pre-card kind of guy.
I'm assuming this match is probably going to be on the pre-card.
It's on the pre-card.
Yeah. There's no cruiserweight match.
No, because if you don't watch 205
Oh,
Live,
yes,
so
I know there's a
in.
tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy's taking a break while the tournament goes on.
Oh. I guess Alexa Bliss has been riding him a bit too hard.
Well,
He needs a break and she's injured.
Yeah, well, she's not injured. That's what people keep saying.
I heard
she
she
tweeted
was.
herself that she's not. She's just not being booked. It's the first time she doesn't really have a big spot at WrestleMania, but we'll see. There's still some time left.
Okay. All right. Too bad. So sad.
Maybe she will. Maybe she will challenge for the cruiserweight title.
Oh, I was going to say maybe she's going to challenge Asuka, but
Maybe.
all right. The Revival.
Fuck the Revival.
Versus Aleister Black and Ricochet versus Rude and Gable. Honestly, I think this match is going to be pretty good. But I don't know. I don't know who's going to win it. It's for the championship, I assume?
Yeah, it's for the Raw championships, tag team championships.
Do you want to take this, or are you going to leave me out to dry to try this first?
I'm gonna leave you out to dry because you gave me the option.
Okay. Here we go. Fuck the Revival for sure. Don't like them. Rude and Gable didn't. I mean, they just lost, so I don't see them getting it back. But I do like Rude and Gable. I feel like we could talk about Rude again on this podcast. Aleister Black and Ricochet winning the championships would be weird, I think, right now. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, too soon, but they are so good together. But I don't want to see them as champs. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Revival to retain.
The Revival. So some good points you hit on. Rude, Gable, they just dropped the titles. Now it seems like they've taken a heel turn. So I'm interested to see them working together as heels. People wanted Bobby Roode to be a heel for ages now. Fortunately, he's in a tag team, but it's putting him back, I guess, on the radar. We're noticing him again. I'm going to like this match, too. I think they're going to do some good things in the ring. We get to see Gable. Hopefully, he's going to bust out that German suplex that we love. And I agree, Black and Ricochet definitely have good chemistry together. The way they flip off the ropes, do that landing. It's like a superhero movie,
So
and good. Just the chemistry they have and what they can deliver in the ring. The Revival, too, they come from NXT, so they have that kind of ability to put on those great tag team matches. You have three good teams that are able to put on a clinic. So I'm hoping, not a Revival fan, but I'm hoping some of that NXT blood comes out. We see some of that, I guess, entertaining tag team matches because we have not seen a good tag team match, or the Raw tag team division itself really hasn't been that great for quite some time now. But I feel like giving Black and Ricochet the tag team titles, it's going to be way too early. And I feel like that's what they're building up for WrestleMania. I think that's going to be the WrestleMania moment. Those two win the tag titles. So maybe things can change. But I don't think Black and Ricochet are going to win the titles that soon. I don't think it would be the best thing to do. And taking them off the Revival that soon, after all the stink about the Revival not being tag champions, just doesn't make sense. So I see the Revival holding on to the titles until WrestleMania. Therefore, your winners, fuck the Revival.
All right, we're on the same page. Let's move over to SmackDown Live, their tag team division. We got the Usos versus the greatest tag team in the world, The Miz and Shane McMahon. You gonna leave me out to dry again? Okay, fine.
I am, man. I'm leaving you out to dry.
All right.
It's the fast lane. I'm putting you on the fast lane to failure.
All right. Usos are winning. Pretty clear. Shane's going to turn on The Miz in front of his dad. It's in Cleveland, which is a fitting place for Fastlane to be because Ohio sucks, apparently. I've never been there. Sorry to our listeners in Ohio.
We do have listeners in Ohio.
Do we?
Yes. One.
Uh-oh. Who? Is it somebody? Who?
All right. I'm going to piggyback off of you here. Usos, Miz, Shane McMahon. Usos are going to win. We saw them cut a really good promo this week on SmackDown. I really liked it. Yeah, it was good. Those guys are good. They look good. And they are, I don't know, man. People talk about the Young Bucks being the best tag team in the world. Yeah, it's possible. But the Usos, man, they're definitely up there. I think they're a great tag team. What they bring, what they deliver. Future Hall of Famers, no doubt. Fantastic shit. The Usos are going to win this match, 100%. They're going to go into WrestleMania as the champs. However, one thing that I think I may differ on is I don't think it's going to be Shane taking the heel turn. I actually feel like it's going to be The Miz who turns heel.
What's up with that?
I'll tell you what's up with that, my brother. Well, we saw when Miz lost the tag team titles, right?
Yeah.
He took it really personal.
He blamed
himself. Remember Shane was backstage being treated on, and the Miz was being frantic, like, "Oh, we can't let you down," and this and that. And Shane's like, "Relax, Miz, just go home, go home." Well, I feel like the Miz and Shane are gonna lose, and I have to think that the Miz is not gonna take it well, and then maybe like shove Shane or something, and just snap, and maybe Shane will take the loss. Maybe Shane will get pinned. And then the Miz is not going to be able to handle that well because now the father's not happy with him anymore. It was in front of all of his friends and family in Ohio. And because Shane got pinned, it made Miz look stupid. And then we see Miz come back as the heel, and he should be a heel.
He should always be a heel.
He should be a heel, man. I wish he grew his hair out long again. Like a year ago, he had like the hair hanging in his face, and it was like sinister looking. But yes, I have a feeling that we're going to see them because I can't see the Miz face versus heel Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. I don't think so. I think it's honestly going to be the Miz versus Shane with the Miz being the heel. So I think the Miz is the one who's going to turn.
Okay. I mean, I hope you're right because it would make more sense. Maybe his dad says like, "Oh, I'm not proud of you. You've embarrassed us in front of our home state," and then he flips out and beats the shit out of Shane. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
All right. Ding. Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship title. Is this when are we going to see Kevin Owens hold up a sack of patat?
Sack of patat?
Yeah, burlap sack.
Yeah, the burlap sack that we call the WWE title. Well, look, man, they made that title. They're not going to make it for a short-term gain. They're also, I would think they're going to come out with some merchandise, maybe sell some of those titles. But regardless, I think Daniel Bryan is going to WrestleMania with the title. I'm pretty sure the way that they're lining it up is he's going to be taking on Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania. Right now, the New Day is in India. They did an interview, I think, while in India, and Big E kind of let it slip that Kofi's most likely going to be going to WrestleMania to face the champion. Now, it could be Kevin Owens, could be Daniel Bryan. We don't know. I have to think it's going to be Daniel Bryan. I think he's going to find a way to retain the championship. He may get DQ'd. Not sure. I can't really pinpoint it exactly how it's going to end, but I do see Daniel Bryan winning. There's so many options here. We could see Sami Zayn return and maybe screw over Kevin Owens.
Yep.
I know that my buddy J-Bomb was getting blue balls after watching SmackDown, thinking Sami was going to come out. We didn't see him. We did see the return of Mustafa Ali, though, which I guess is something.
It's something.
I guess. It's something. It's exciting. He'll have a good WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
But it's not Sami Zayn. And it's not Harper. I thought maybe Harper was going to come out as well, too. So it could be Harper. Maybe Harper's going to come out and, attack Kevin Owens, and then you're going to have Harper and Rowan, with Daniel Bryan. I think that's probably more likely of an outcome. Or Sami Zayn coming out. It's a possibility, too, setting those guys up for something into WrestleMania, because think about it. If we're going to have Kofi versus Daniel Bryan, well, then Kevin Owens is going to quickly have to move on to something else before WrestleMania.
Yep.
So they're going to have to find a way to deviate that and put him on a track, maybe against Sammy or against Luke Harper, or maybe it's going to be a triple threat for the title. And then it's easier to give Kofi his win at WrestleMania because, it was a triple threat match. Don't know, not sure, but one way or the other, Daniel Bryan is going to walk out with the WWE title.
All right, I'm in agreement. Daniel Bryan's going to win this.
Yeah.
There's a million things that could happen, or nothing can happen. It could be a clean victory, a roll, a DQ. Who frickin' knows?
Mr.
Bray
Small
Wyatt,
Package.
Mr. Small Package. Bray Wyatt, Sami Zayn, Luke Harper. You named it all. There's not much more to say about this match other than Burlap Sack is going home to Brie Bella. The Boss and Hug Connection.
Don't you love that name?
It's horrible.
They should come up with their own unique name. They should stop living off in the past. Get over
Why
it.
aren't they just Sasha Banks and Bailey? Versus Nia and Tamina. This is, what's frustrating to me about this women's tag team championship thing is that it could be defended on SmackDown, defended on Raw, and defended on NXT, but they haven't even had a tag team match since they've won it. Not even a non-title match. No tag team wrestling since they've won it.
That's a fantastic point, and it really bothers me too. It grinds my gears, in fact.
But they're retaining. Nia Jax and Tamina, they're not going to win. I don't know what they're going to do at WrestleMania, but they're not winning at Fastlane. And just because I said that, they're probably going to win now that I think about it. Son of a bitch.
Well, the funny thing is like people are saying this is going to be Sasha's first successful title defense.
Oh, true.
But yeah, I mean, even more the fact that they haven't wrestled at all, they're going to win because they haven't wrestled. If they wrestled like 7-8 matches, then it's more like, okay, well, maybe they're going to drop the titles now. But the fact they haven't really defended them, concretely, they're going to defend the titles. And they're going to go to WrestleMania, I assume. And I'm hoping the fact that they're playing on that NXT, note that maybe we will see the Sky Pirates take on the Boston Hug Connection at WrestleMania.
Who?
I think that would be amazing.
Who?
The Sky Pirates.
Oh, the Butt Pirates. Okay.
Yes, your favorite tag team.
Yeah.
You were once one of them, the Butt Pirates.
Yeah. How about they do lose to Nia and Tamina, and then Bailey makes a comment like, fuck, Sasha, you can't even retain a tag team championship?
Like
and then we
it.
get Nia Jax and Bailey at WrestleMania. Come on.
Nia Jax and Bailey at WrestleMania.
Whatever. Bailey, Sasha Banks, same shit.
Yeah, but I would be really cool, man. Look, that NXT match they had, people were still crying and harping about that it's the best women's match, maybe in all time or in NXT. Why not have them try it again at WrestleMania on the grandest stage of them all? When Bailey attacked Sasha, the fans blew up. They put them in therapy, didn't take advantage of and then put them in this tag team title picture, which is cool. I mean, I guess I get putting them in there. They're the right people to do it. Now they tease going up against Trish and Lita for the titles at WrestleMania. Maybe they're still on track to do that. But part of me hopes that the fact they touched it on NXT was we're going to get Sky Pirates versus the Boston Hug Connection. So on that note, Boston Hug Connection, as lame as the name is, they're going to retain the tag team titles at Fastlane.
This one's for Chris Rucker over at Boot to the Face. That match, Bailey, Sasha, and NXT, it's the last good thing Sasha Banks has done.
Oh,
we got the Shield versus the Dead Man, Drew McIntyre, the Bald Man,
he's the new dead man,
Baron Corbin, and the Shit Show, Bobby Lashley, the Butt Man. There's no fucking way the Shield is losing this match, right?
Dude, one note on the Butt Man from Lashley, right? So there's this this guy who worked for the WWE as a writer. I think his name's Kazim, and he actually kind of released an article this week talking about his time in the WWE and how he was just thrown into it, and he was working with top superstars when he didn't really have that much experience, and he was just a fan from the Attitude Era. He was a writer, and obviously he knew what he was doing, but they threw him into the fire, and they were talking about that whole Lashley butt thing. And it's McMahon's idea.
Of course it is.
Yeah, and he came up with it, and this guy was like, how the hell, what is Vince McMahon thinking, having him go out there and do that? And then, I think a day or two later, he's like, McMahon's a genius.
We talk about it
McMahon in the
every
back
time.
being like, "You're gonna go out there and you're gonna show them your butt." And it's like, what Vince is not. Just trust me. It's like, holy shit, he's right.
Oh, that son of a bitch. Oh, that's good, man. That's good. And you know what? Every time we talk about Bobby Lashley, we talk about his ass, so it's stuck with us.
Yeah. Well, there you go, man. So we got the Shield. We got Drew, Corbin, Lashley. Do we need to talk much about this? We're going to have the Shield. They're getting back together. They're not going to lose their match unless Dino pulls out a heel turn or something. But no, I just hope that Drew's not the one taking the pin. I have to imagine it's going to be Corbin.
Forget the pin. Who's going to be triple powerbomb through the table? It's going to be Baron Corbin, right?
It'll probably be like all of them. Or I don't know, maybe one on the steel steps, one on an announce table, and then, you know, a spear, dirty deeds, and then a curb stomp.
So
then,
feel-good
that's
match of
all
the
through
night?
it. It's going to be a feel-good match, absolutely. The fans are going to be happy to see the Shield together. They'll be decked out in their Shield gear, and they'll be doing their Shield thing. And I really hope they stay true to their word that this is the last Shield tour.
Right on. It'll be a feel-good moment. The match of the night candidate. Asuka versus Mandy Rose.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be the match of the night candidate.
Nobody
Yeah, sure.
is ready for Asuka!
Who do you got, Dez?
Well, it will be no different. Mandy Rose will not be ready for Asuka. This is definitely just a transitional, or I guess a fada challenger. I know how much you love that word, but that's what it is. They got to get her to WrestleMania. They got to make her look strong. I really wish it could have been against somebody else. Would have been great to see her go against Naomi at least or something at Fastlane. Somebody more credible on the roster. You know, maybe Natalya even. Like something, you know, who's established and can wrestle. I get it. They want to push Mandy Rose, and they gave her that win over Asuka to kind of put a feather in her cap. Hey, man, if anything, they should have made it like a handicap match. Mandy Rose and Sonya versus Asuka.
Yep.
And then the cards would really be stacked against her, and you think like, oh crap, this is going to be tough. And then Asuka finds a way to beat both of them, makes her look really strong going into WrestleMania. And now you're just going to have her being Mandy Rose, which is not that impressive.
I'm gonna go bold here, bro. I'm going to pick Mandy Rose. I'm going to pick Mandy Rose to win this just because I just don't see, other than Lacey Evans, and I feel like they would have pulled the trigger already, I just don't see how Asuka could have any match at WrestleMania. I don't see them doing anything cool like we mentioned about bringing somebody from NXT, giving us, a pure wrestling match. So I'm going to go real off there, real weird, and I'm going to pick Mandy Rose just because I just want to see you
Because you're a dick.
I want to see you lose it. I really do. I want to see you just so salty, man.
I feel like we should make a bet on this one.
No. I don't want to bet on it. That's for sure. Because I know it's going to happen. But if I call this and it does happen, oh boy.
You're not even confident in your pick, though.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all.
So you're saying that Asuka doesn't have a road to WrestleMania or WrestleMania opponent, right? So, Io Shirai, maybe they could pull Charlotte Flair back. I mean, like, there are things they could do. However, what's Mandy Rose going to do?
She could fight Sonya Deville. She could fight somebody else.
Oh, my God.
She could fight Lacey Evans. You know what?
Two rookies wrestling for the championship at WrestleMania?
What's the difference? Two rookies or Asuka versus a fucking shitty-ass wrestler?
They're going to give Asuka a win to kind of, pat her on the back and say,
you're right.
Through some shit lately, and we've been booking you terribly, and you've been taking some losses to some wrestlers.
Yeah.
So here's a win against Lacey Evans at WrestleMania.
You're probably right. I can almost guarantee you're right. But if there's ever a time that I can, go against you, and if Mandy Rose could pull this off, you're going to lose your shit, and I'm going to say,
Go against me? You calling me out? You want to fight me at WrestleMania? Because, brother, we'll do it. Anytime, any place, bring it on, man.
Whoa. Slow your roll there, cat food. Relax.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we'll get
Don't
to
remind him about that.
All right.
One thing on Asuka that I was a little bit nervous about was when I heard this injury scare, I was worried, A, that we weren't going to see it at WrestleMania, and B, that she would not make fan access because I am going to meet Asuka. I'm finding something cool or witty to say, so if you guys have any ideas, I have a few things in mind. But
say hello.
Hello. Shut up.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's Japanese, so I take great offense to that,
I need
friend.
that button of that kid saying, that's racist. I need that.
That's racist.
Yeah. Okay, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, main event of the night. I'm gonna go first. Fuck you. Nobody's winning this match. Nobody's winning this match. Ronda Rousey's gonna beat the shit out of the both of them. Disqualification. That's what's gonna make the trip. Oh, how would that work? No, she's gonna attack Charlotte Flair. Becky's gonna win. That's how she gets in. But nobody's winning this match.
Interesting. I'm wondering if Ronda's going to get involved. You'd have to think Becky doesn't have much time to get into that match. And apparently if she loses this match, she's done. So, Ronda did say she's coming for Charlotte next, so maybe it is. Maybe she's going to come out and do that. But they got to give Becky a win. I feel like they have to give Becky a win going into WrestleMania. If you have her get in through a stipulation or semantics, it's just not going to be good. It's not going to be credible. I really think Becky Lynch has to win this match. So I'm going to give it to Becky. I agree with you. I think very well this is a good time to do something like that where she gets involved and there's really no decision in this match. But man, it'd be so stupid because people are talking about how Becky's cooled down. You know, they've really kind of...
Only you.
No. It's been on social media. They're
And
talking
shitty
about
people
how
on Twitter. Shits on Twitter.
they're only letting her get so hot. They don't want her to overshadow Charlotte Flair, so they're keeping that kind of in check. I think that Becky Lynch hobbling around on a crutch since Royal Rumble has definitely not done great for her. I think she needs to come out and do a last kicking. I'd like to see her do well. So I'm going to say Becky Lynch is going to win this match, mofo.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for Fastlane. You have a note here on our notes. There's no Brock Lesnar. There's no Finn Balor. There's no Braun Strowman. There's no R-Truth. There's no AJ Styles. There's no Alexa Bliss. There's no New Day. There's no Bar. There's no Rusev. There's no Nakamura. There's no Orton. There's no Riot Squad. And there's no Samoa Joe and nobody else. It's a small pay-per-view.
It's crazy to think all of these guys, all this top talent is being left off the pay-per-view.
I'm cool with
it.
it.
Good. It's good resting time, but I mean, like, man, give Rusev and Nakamura a match or something on the pre-show. These guys have been, we have a plan to get ourselves inserted into things. And then they did jump in on SmackDown, and there's this tag team skirmish that happened. The Hardys were there. Yep. I'm confused where this is leading. I'm assuming there's going to be some big tag team hoopla.
Matt's wearing his clubbing shirt.
Well, Matt is funny because that was actually a tribute or a playback to old Hardy Boys. He actually wore that shirt in an old photo.
I like it.
So it's really cool to kind of see him drop the, I guess, Woken gimmick to some extent. He says now he has it under control.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see he's in better shape, and we'll hopefully get a great WrestleMania match. Maybe we'll get a TLC WrestleMania match with a bunch of teams. I'd love to see that, especially live in New Jersey.
It'd be amazing. It'd be dope. Fastlane should be okay. I mean, it's something to do on the weekend. It's a tie-over. We're just over 30 days away from WrestleMania.
I'm expecting a C+. So, maybe if I get like a B- or a B, I'll be okay with it. Hopefully,
How about a C and an F, Des? A C and an F for cat food. Because you're going to be eating cat food on Sunday. That's the main event.
Folks. So we're going to be doing our live show again this Sunday, Fastlane. Check it out, guys. We'll be posting. We'll be tweeting. We encourage you, call in, be a part of it, interact. It's going to be a lot of fun. J-Bomb and I are going to be there talking about predictions, talking about the event, and it's going to be a great time. So we hope you guys are there. And yes, I will finally be eating the cat food. Abyss is working for the WWE. I accept it. I just couldn't believe it was ever going to be true. Next time I'll do a bit more homework beforehand. But J-Bomb got me. I'm a man of my word. We'll be posting out a video of that. We'll be hashtagging it. And it sucks, man. I'll be picking out my flavor this week.
So you're going to pick it up then? I don't have to do
that? Yeah, I'll pick it up. I won't do dry. I'm not going to take the easy way out. But at least give me a little bit of herbage, maybe some gravy, something, we'll see.
Take your pick, man. I don't think there's a good cat food to pick. So pick the best one you can find, because they all suck. They all suck. But people, that's another episode of Talkamania in the Bank. Check us out on Twitter @_Talkamania, Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. We're there. Check out our friends at the Chair Shot, full press coverage. The Daily Smark, Blog Talk Radio, and Body Slam. Don't forget, 5:30 Sunday, Full Press Radio. We're doing our Fastlane pre-show. Send us your questions, your predictions, whatever it is. We'll read it on the air. Call in. We'll send it. We'll tweet out the number. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch Des Mino eat cat food, because I know more about wrestling than him.
Oh, I don't know if that's worse than eating the actual cat food.
And pick up some merch at prowrestlingtees.com/Talkamania. And if you don't like watching video games, then subscribe to our Twitch channel, because we don't do it. Twitch.tv/Talkamaniacs. On behalf of Talkamania, J-Bomb's out. Des, say bye.
Have a happy Rusev Day. Meow.